Brought to you by your surf authority, expert advice, and friendly staff, Hawaiian South Shore.
So what's the forecast for the next week? Well, we're going to start on the South Shore. It says no swell of interest here every day. There have been no swell-producing weather systems down in the deep South Pacific. No swell is on the way. Not unexpected. It's summer down there, but there are strong trades. Some sideband wind swell will work its way in. 2 feet or less, we'll say waist high, something like that. Good for building skill. Down the North Shore, a better situation. That Gulf swell we talked about on Friday the 10th will be fading from 3.4 feet at 13 seconds, so 4-foot Hawaiian with wind swell about the same size mixed in. We'll say head high, something like that. Then Saturday, Sunday, just local northeast wind swell in about the 4-foot Hawaiian range, 10-second period, nothing too spectacular. Monday, the wind swell continues, but again, dateline swell starts arriving, building to 4.6 feet at 15 seconds, actually later in the day. That's 6.5-foot Hawaiian, that's maybe 2 or 3 feet overhead, something like that. Then that swell starts fading early from 3.1 feet at 12 to 13 seconds on Tuesday, the 14th. So chest high, shoulder high, something like that, with the wind swell still there. And then possibly on Wednesday, the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, a new dateline swell arrives at 3.3 feet at 15 to 16 seconds later in the day. 5-foot Hawaiian, we'll give it 2 feet overhead. Then that swell on Thursday starts fading from 4.8 feet at 15 seconds early, maybe 3.5 feet overhead. The swell on the North Shore was generated by a gale north of the Hawaiian Islands. There's Hawaii right there. There's the gale. There's the Kurill Islands, Kamchatka, Aleutian Islands right here in the mainland. 26-foot seas were aimed pretty well south of the islands, building to 30 feet quickly, but then sliding off and pretty much out of the swell window relative to Hawaii by early Thursday. Little bits of swell are continuing to hit the Hawaiian Islands, expected through Friday and then fading out. But another gale started building on the dateline on Wednesday night into Thursday, with seas pushing to about the 43-foot range, but again, pretty far north of the islands and aimed pretty much off to the east. But looking forward, another gale is forecast right behind it, further to the south, aimed a little bit more to the southeast. This is on Friday, the 10th of February. Expected to generate some seas into about right here, about 35, 36 feet. That should produce some sideband swell pushing down towards the Hawaiian Islands on about Monday, Sunday, something like that. Another gale forecast behind that on Sunday, the 12th, into the 13th of February with 44, maybe even 45-foot seas, but again, pushing off to the northeast, sideband swell expected for the Hawaiian Islands, and yet another system behind that off the Kurill Islands, possibly generating 38-foot seas, but a long ways away and off to the north, and then fading from there. So a series of swells are expected, none of them particularly aimed directly at the islands, none of them particularly giant, but it will produce surf. And then what about the wind? Well, there's high pressure. This is the Gulf of Alaska, the mainland here, Hawaii, buried right down here. Winds circulate clockwise around high pressure. It's pretty strong, 1036 millibars, generating very strong trades at 20, 25, even 30 knots in between the channels. That pattern, we're not going to go into all the models, but basically it's expected to continue in some fashion for the next week. So be prepared for wind. That will generate wind swell. It will also make for pretty strong offshores and exposed west-facing breaks. So swell is expected for the next week. A little bit of wind swell mixed into strong trades continuing, but rideable surf on the North Shore. Make the most of it. Get what you can. At least the storm track is moving. Theoretically, it might even get a little bit stronger long term, but that's kind of a reach on the models. South Shore still pretty quiet. Anyway, we'll do this again next week. Same time, same channel. Thanks for watching.